These next set of exercises are for your core and for your trunk. These exercises are very good as you are using your core and trunk in most activities that you do throughout the day. This next exercise to work on your child's core is called inchworms. To begin, you're going to have your child feet about shoulder width apart, and you're going to have them put their hands in front of them on the floor. Now, to do an inchworm, you keep your feet straight and still, and you walk your arms out, walk your hands out. Now, once you get as far as you can, keep your arms together and you walk your feet together. Nice. Now, if you want to make that more difficult, what you can do is just add a push-up at the end of the inchworm. So Kate's going to walk her arm out and do a push-up. Nice. Let's walk it together. Let's keep that motion going and add another push-up. Nice. Good job. Now, if that's too difficult and you want to make that easier, what you can do is just not walk out as far, and you can leave a slight bend in your knee. So she's not going out as far. So this is still working your core muscles, but just not as much as a full inchworm. So the next exercise to work on your child's trunk, specifically their back, is going to be a Superman. So for a Superman, you want to have your child laying flat on their stomach, arms out, legs out. And what they're going to do is they're going to extend both their legs and their arms at the same time. Nice. Go back down. So she's using her back muscles and she's using her glutes. Now, if you want to make this more difficult, what you can do is do it for a longer period of time, or you can add a weight. In this case, I'm going to add a weight right here. One. Nice. Okay. Now, if this is too difficult, what you can do is just break it down into a section. So you'll either do your legs or your arms. To start, we're going to do your arms. Back down. And now she'll do her legs. Back down. This next exercise to work on your child's hips and core are bridges. To begin a bridge, you're going to have your child laying down on their back. They're going to have their knees bent, arms at their side. And what you can have them do is you're going to give them a visual target. They're going to use their hips to reach up and hit your hand. Now, it's important that you have their knees, hips, and shoulders stay in line. You don't want to see any rocking. So, to make sure that there's no rocking, you're going to have your child squeeze their core and use their ab muscles. Because if she doesn't, her body is going to rock like that. So it's important to squeeze. Nice. Now, if you want to make this exercise a little bit more difficult and progressive, you're going to have your child perform some marches. So, the bridge, and then they lift their feet slightly off the ground, up and down. Nice. So the next exercise to work on your child's core is going to be planks. Now there are two types of planks that you can do. One is a high plank and one is a low plank. This is a high plank where you're on your hands, and a low plank is when you're on your elbows. Now, for a plank, you want to see the typical body curvature. So if your child goes down, you want to see a small indent here going down, one coming up here, and for your neck, one coming down here. Now, your child may compensate in some ways. One is lifting their butt in the air. It's important that they don't do that. One is lowering their head. Again, you want to keep everything in line with your body. Another is having too much of a downward curve right here. Okay. Screw relax. So, for a plank, to make it more difficult, you could just increase the time. Now, if your child can't maintain that ideal posture, what you want to have them do is do a plank on their knees. So again, same thing like I said before, you want to see your child maintain that typical curvature that they have in their spine. So this next exercise to work on your child's core is going to be leg raises. To begin, you're going to have your child laying down on their back. You're going to have their legs flat on the floor as straight as possible, and they can put their arms underneath their body for some extra support. Now, putting your hand here, you can have them maintain a straight leg and lift up slowly to hit your hand. One more time. Nice. Now, it's important that you could maintain the typical curvature of your child's body. What you can do to make sure that they're doing so is put your hand underneath their lower back. And you want your child to make sure that they're engaging their stomach and engaging their core. So you want them to squeeze their tummy nice and tight and perform the leg raise. Nice.
I'll do it once.
Okay.
Ready?
So that is what you do not want to see. You want to make sure that your child is squeezing their stomach, and it looks like this. Nice. Now, if that's too difficult, what you can do is have your child bend their legs and come up like so. Again, you want to make sure that they're squeezing their stomach and they don't add an extra curve to their body. Nice. Now, if that's too easy, what you can do is have your child do a boat. So they're going to bring their upper body, going to be like so, and then you're going to bring your legs up as high as you can. Nice job.